how's it going? Good morning, good morning. Let's get this started. All right, hold on. I got to share my stream on YouTube as well. I mean, on Discord. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Ugh. All right, let me start it up here. Yo, what's up, guys? What's going on? Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, let's get this going. All right, so a few things to take note of coming into market open, guys. Oh, actually, one thing, to be honest. Okay, so coming to market open, I've been charting for the last 30-ish minutes. And I kind of I know what I want to see in the markets. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I don't have much to the downside to trade to the downside at all. I'm muted. Wait, can you guys hear me? Are you guys good? Let me know quick. Yes, you guys can hear me? Okay. Just double checking. Okay, so I know what I want to see coming into market open today. But hold on. But I just can't see us trading lower. I mean, I can. I just don't have a setup for lower. So I'm really hoping we can see some upside. All right. Now, we are close to a setup. So I do have to be very, very quick with the way that I explain the setup. So very simple, guys. All right. And pay attention because I can only say it once. All right. For now. Coming into market open, we are currently working with a DO sweep off of this external low at 24,819. Right. So if we're able to hold above this, for lower, we have a lot of room for lower. So if we want to get shorts, we have a lot of room for lower. All right. The only issue is that we don't have a setup. But to the upside, we have setups. All right. So what am I looking for market open? First of all, obviously a bullish bias. As long as you're able to hold above 819, I'm bullish. Second of all, very strong buying momentum. All right. We need this buying momentum so we can inverse this bearish value gap. All right. Let me quickly put this out real quick. Hold on, guys. But yeah, so yeah, I don't even have time to explain this. Okay, I'm sure you guys see what I'm seeing. All right, obviously it's on the screen. I'm gonna be doing the same thing like yesterday. If you guys want to try to take the trade off this inverse, go ahead. If not, then you can always stick around and learn. But yeah, I want to be looking for longs off this 15-minute inverse here. It is a good fair value gap. We have room for higher. I want to target the liquidity inside the next fair value gap. And then obviously I'm working with strong buying pressure off a DWOL sweep here. Unfortunately, I can't explain the setup mid trade. So obviously I'm going to be looking for an entry around 24,905. I want you guys to be looking for your own entry as well. All right, guys. So if we get a nice pump up through this inverse, if you want to enter, go ahead. I will be suggesting where I'm going to be entering. So if you guys want to follow along, obviously go ahead. All right. But yeah. So what I'm looking for is a nice impulse above this gap. And with this one, you have to be fast with your entry because obviously there isn't much room for a price target, right? It's right around the corner. All right. Obviously, use your own stop loss, use your own risk to reward, use your own risk settings, all right, or your risk rules. All right, I'm going to be using my own. But yeah, once again, guys, pretty much what I'm looking for coming into market open. I'm not in anything yet. But what I'm looking for coming into market open, guys, is obviously I want to see very strong buying pressure, which is kind of what we were getting. I want to see a bullish bias off us holding above 819, in which we're getting currently. And what else? And then obviously we have room for higher. All right. So this is pretty much what I'm watching, guys. Once again, it is on the screen. Let me see if I can quickly go live on YouTube here. YouTube, what's up, guys? What's up? There you go. But yeah. Once again, guys, pretty much what I'm looking for is longs above 905 to target 942, 994, and so on. All right, guys. It is on the screen. All right, guys. I'm looking for longs above this inverse. All right. All the confirmations look good. We need aggressive buying pressure, good buying momentum, a nice hold above 819, in which we have, and then a nice inverse above this 15-minute gap to target the next 15-minute gap, and also the liquidity inside that 15-minute gap, which sits at 24,942. All right, guys. Obviously, we're not in longs yet. We have not inversed anything, but if we do, you guys know what to look for. All right, we're looking for longs above the inverse, which sits at around 24,905. So that's where your entry should be sitting at if we get the buying pressure that we want to see. All right, if we get that buying pressure, you look for longs on NQ, looking to target the main price target being 24,942. All right, and then if you want to hold runners or trade your stop loss, then your next target will be 24,994, which is this line up here. And then your next price target will be 25.45. And then the final price target being the double top, which is just like yesterday's level at 25.99. All right, guys, everything is on the screen. I will send my chart just in case you guys need it. I'm going to send my chart over here in the chat. Oh, I muted by accident. But yeah, guys, this is what I'm looking for coming into market open. All right, and just in case you guys want to reread it, I went ahead and sent it here just in case. All right, so if you guys need the explanation, once again, come into market open. I want to start the day with the bullish bias. Thanks to the DOL, looking at the 15-minute time frame, the drawn liquidity, the bias, and where I want to long. All right, guys, this is what I'm looking for. Now, like I said, since the setup is so close, I don't have too much time to really explain it. So I will explain it after the trade, whether it works out or not, why I like longs, how I found it, how you can find it, and how you can implement this into your own trading. All right, guys. But yeah, this is the setup that we're watching. Once again, if you're confused, just look at the screen. All right. ES is chopping. Let me check it out. Yeah, it is a little bit. Now, I don't have any of my levels marked out on ES. So I don't know if that's going to be an issue. I hope not. But yeah, anyways, NQ is pumping up a little bit more here. So it seems like maybe NQ wants to be leading a little bit more. Once again, I will not take this if we don't get the buying pressure that we want to see. So far, it's kind of like whatever. If you look at the 5-minute, you know, nothing crazy. But yeah, we did create a 5-minute gap here. I don't know if maybe this could lead us into lower, you know, off an inverse maybe. It's not something I'm going to be looking for off the bat. So if that's going to be the case, maybe I just wait for another setup to form below 819. I don't want to be taking shorts above 819 with the bullish bias. It just doesn't really make sense. Let me see. I was taking bearish on PMI drops. Do we have news right now? No, PMI already dropped. Dude, PMI dropped like an hour ago. Yeah, PMI already dropped an hour ago. I was about to say. But yeah, no. We don't have any news today anymore. What do I type to look at micros on the NQ chart? You just type M and Q. Just type M and Q. It depends on what type of broker you are. Because I know you're in wealth charts. So I don't know how it goes on wealth. I think it's just M and Q. Or it could be M and QH6. So if that's not the case, just do this. M and QH6. Yes, doing the nasty. Yeah. It's kind of just sitting there in a way. Like it has the same movement as NQ, just not following the same momentum. So as long as ES doesn't become an issue, then that's totally fine by me, to be honest. But yeah, right now coming to market open, not the cleanest open. Obviously you guys saw yesterday's open. We ripped up and kept going up. You know what I mean? Or no, we ripped down actually. Yeah, we went down yesterday. We went down and kept going down. So I'm hoping we get that type of open today off this inverse here, off this 15-minute inverse. But we'll see. If we don't get good buying pressure above it, then I just won't take it. I'll probably just wait for another setup. But now, before this trade plays out, if it plays out, do you guys understand the setup? Type a quick one in the chat if you're understanding everything. Let me know. All right, I'm just making sure. Once again, you guys know I want you guys don't want to sweep the London low first. We already swept. We swept this low here. Before the market open, we swept this low, but we're working with it. Obviously, we're getting a pretty nice reaction. All right, entry level, it will be at around 24,905. It is on the screen. Once again, guys, today I'm going to be trading a little bit different. I want to be prioritizing education first. So I want you guys to be learning how to enter off your own entries. Once again, we're looking for an inverse above 24,905. If you like it, take it. If you don't, don't. And so on. All right, guys. But yeah, now we're getting a little bit more buying pressure here on the 5-minute. We're breaking past some candle highs. For me, it's not enough to enter yet. But if we do hold above it with some nice buying pressure, then I will take it on my own. All right, guys. And I'll probably just set my stop loss at like this candle low or something. Nothing crazy. And I'll just hold the trade for a little bit longer. But that's just me. Obviously, if you guys want to do something different, by all means, go ahead. All right. Now, for me, we got the inverse. Not enough for me to enter just yet either. Obviously, you guys know I'm looking for a nice impulse above. The volume right now is a little bit questionable. So obviously, work with what you can get. All right. But yeah, right now, still nothing. Still nothing. We got the inverse. So now that we got the inverse, we actually need to inverse this for value gap in the next 5 to 10 minutes. If not, we can't take the setup. All right. Why are we not going to be taking longs off the second gap? Well, unfortunately, with the second gap, not only do we have a level of liquidity inside the gap, which I don't know if you guys saw the video that I linked yesterday or last night, but I have been avoiding trading setups with gaps, with levels inside. And even if we didn't have this level inside, your price target off the second gap would be only 20 points. So it just doesn't make it like, a good setup at all. Yeah, you could take longs and maybe get a scalp, but is it really worth it? Not really. So I would much rather try to take longs off this, target the next gap for about 37 to 40 points depending on your entry. And then if we want to continue going higher, then you just hold your runners above this gap here and you don't have to worry about having a 20-point price target. So that's why I'm trying to long off this. Obviously, I have not entered yet. I'm waiting for a nice impulse above this gap, in which we have not gotten yet. Plus, the volume is still a little bit bad, right? So I'm not going to rush anything on my own. Once again, I will let you guys know, my suggestion when I enter and when you should enter. But if you guys want to work off your own entries, go ahead. All right, you guys know, starting yesterday, I am going to be doing things a little bit more differently. Once again, I am going to be prioritizing more education than having you guys rely on me. It just, I just didn't enjoy it. All right. But yeah, so far, nothing yet for me. Now, in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and take some time to actually fix my levels here on ES, because I actually forgot to do that last night and this morning as well. I just wasn't really thinking about ES. So let me kind of quickly do that real quick. It'll be quick. It'll be like a few seconds. That's pretty much it, actually. Yeah, and actually, we're flipping back red on ES here, and NQ kind of as well. Now, once again, guys, if price actually wants to hold below 819, what's it called? There's not much of a setup that I can really take as much as I would love to, because once again, if we flip back bearish below 819.50, we have a lot of room for lower, like a lot. Like our next price target will be at 694, which is not bad. The only problem is we don't have a setup. Now, before you guys say, yeah, but if you look at the 5-minute time frame, right, don't we have a fair value gap here? Yeah, we do. But look at this. You're going to be working with the deal. Excuse me. You're going to be working with the DO sweep at the inverse. So that just makes the setup so much harder and so much trickier to take. All right, so obviously, this is not a setup I would take anytime soon, right? And if it isn't this setup, then we have nothing else to target if we want to hold back down below 819, in which we're doing right now, right? So right now, the bias is flipping from bullish to bearish for now, right? Now, obviously, just because we're holding below it does not mean we have to be instantly bearish, right? Right now we're creating a fair value gap, right? So I'll see what we can do here. Maybe we can work with a retracement into lower if we want to continue going lower today. Because yeah, both ES and NQ, they're holding below their levels of liquidity. So honestly, the thing is, I just don't have much to work with. Like, I don't have much room to work with for lower. So what can we do? Because yeah, there's no inverse here. There's no inverse here. The fair value gap inverse that we were going to enter longs from didn't hold. So we didn't enter that one. So we can't enter longs anymore either. So I'm not going to lie, we might have to work with a 5-minute retracement if you want to work for lower. And the good thing is we have a pretty good gap here. This candle's for sure over 100 points, right? Yeah, over 120 points. So the thing is can we hold the gap? We still have a minute left in this candle, and then we have to wait for another 5-minute. Because once again, guys, I would love to take longs here, but we simply just can't anymore. Once again, we went into the gap, we inversed it, we filled the entire imbalance, and then we went back down before we even got the entry. So unfortunately, we cannot enter longs off this anymore because the gap is pretty much gone. Like, the setup is done, right? Well, technically we can because the candle hasn't closed on the 15-minute, but I don't really feel comfortable taking longs after we pulled back over 100 points from the entry. So maybe not, right? Thankfully, we didn't pump any higher, because if not, I would have actually entered. And I'm sure you guys would have as well. So, everything happens for a reason. But the thing is that if we don't enter off this 15-minute gap here, we can't enter off this one here. And if we don't enter off this one nor this one, then the market is just going to go up without us, because we won't have any other setup to really take. So we're kind of screwed a little bit for now, at least, in terms of setups. Once again, we can always form one, especially with the market dumping over 100 points in one 5-minute candle. I'm sure we can get something. But for longs, I was really hoping to take longs off this here. But we kind of can't anymore. We can, but like I said, I don't really feel comfortable with the setup. I don't think it's just as perfect anymore. So for me, I'm going to scratch this setup out of the way and maybe just not take it at all. If you guys want to take it, go ahead, of course. But for me, I might just skip out on this one. I mean, do I want to? I don't know, because it's like a 50-50. It's good, but I just don't like this pullback that we got here. Like, it just doesn't show you consistent volume, you know? Blast ES on the 15-minute. ES is not doing anything on the 15-minute. Yeah, there's nothing here. I mean, we did take out a level of liquidity. We are sweeping. We are bullish. But there is nothing here. Unless you want to count this one. Yeah, sure. You can maybe count this one. But I don't really think ES is the one to take today. I mean, compare the opens. Compare NQ compared to ES. Not the best open. Yeah, I mean, not the best open. Someone's saying we swept the London low. I think we... Oh, yeah, this low here. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, maybe, yeah, you can work with this. But the thing is, the entry. The bias is not the issue. It's the entry. Now, guys, if we inverse this gap, would you guys take it? I don't know. I'm kind of tempted to. Maybe with even a light size. Because I do like the setup. I'm just worried about the entry. I'm seeing a few yeses. I don't know. Maybe I tried it out with a light size as well. I'm seeing a lot of you guys are going to take it. Maybe I try it. I mean, we're getting the impulse here. We pull back up. I just want to get chopped out, you know? Yeah, let's see if we can get an impulse here. If that's the case, then maybe we can take longs. Once again, if you guys like the setup for yourself, by all means, take it. All right, guys, remember, I'm prioritizing education. This setup looks good. It's just that pullback has me kind of worried, you know? But if you like it and you don't really care about the pullback and you like the inverse, then by all means, you can take it. For me, if I'm going to enter, I'm going to wait for a little bit more of an impulse here before anything, right? But as you guys can see, look at this. These are the pullbacks that are worrying me. That's why I'm so hesitant behind entering this setup here. Because we know that today's market is not very consistent, right? And if anything, here, let me do something real quick, guys. I feel like to not cause as much confusion, I'm just gonna put my PN on the chart. I'm just not going to alert. Because once again, I don't want you guys to be like, oh, but we inverse, but now you're saying randomly that you didn't enter, right? So I'm gonna leave my PN on like this. I just don't want you guys to rely off me for alerts, you know. I'll leave it on just so you guys get a reference if I'm entering for my own idea or not. But I just don't want you guys to get my like a reference, you know. Like I don't know. Like I want you guys to learn, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I think I'm gonna skip out on this setup. It's not very consistent. Let me put it out in the setups to watch channel real quick. But yeah, I mean, if you guys want to take it, by all means, go ahead. I'm just gonna say it's very risky with these pullbacks. I wouldn't risk it for myself, so I'm gonna skip out on this. But if you guys want to take it, by all means, go ahead. Right? I mean, we've already tried inversing this gap a few times and it hasn't really worked. So for me, I would just move away. It's a good idea, exactly. It's a good idea. It's just very risky with this volume. I'd rather just wait for the market to be a little bit more stable. I'm sure we can form a setup on the way up, or maybe get a reversal, you know, back down. You know, that can also work. But to be honest, guys, I'm gonna skip out on this one. If you guys want to take it, by all means, go ahead. For me, this setup is not for me. All right, guys. So like I said, right now we're getting the impulse. I mean, we're right next to the fair value gap. I mean, the price target. But like I said, for me, guys, I'm gonna skip out on this setup. This setup is not for me. All right, I do not like this volume. It seems very inconsistent. If you do like it and you maybe don't care about the risk, then you could take it. All right, but for me, no thanks. No thanks for me. But now, no, seriously though, we are getting the impulse now, right? As you guys see on the 5-minute time frame, we're breaking above previous candle highs. We're holding above the inverse. We have buying pressure. Now is when an entry looks good. Do I suggest it though? Not really. Not really. This setup, like I said, guys, not for me. All right, and we're actually getting pretty close to the price target. So it's, you know, if you took it, then you should be green, right? But not for me, like I said, guys. And then I would love to work with the inverse above as well, but not for me either. You know, because we would have a 20-point price target into the next high created. 22 points. That's if you get an exact entry. So I'm not, you know, I'd rather just wait for a new setup to form. Plus, we have a lot of volume in the 5-minute. I'm sure we can form something, you know. So yeah. All right, guys. Now, did anyone take it? Is anyone in this? Once again, I personally don't suggest it, but, you know, it's up to you guys. It's up to you guys to take it. You took it, Gojo? Okay, not bad. You're in. You took it. Okay, okay. Like I said, guys, be careful with this price. If we hit a price target, take it fast because this price does not seem very, very forgiving. You know, it seems very, very jumpy. Lots of pullbacks, lots of big pullbacks. So once again, if you're green, take what you can get. All right? That's my best tip to you guys. I personally don't even suggest entering off the setup, but you guys do you. All right? I wouldn't, like I said, I'm going to skip out on this one. It's not a setup for me, personally. And I can just wait for another one. I mean, to be fair, the market just opened up 20 minutes ago, so I'm sure we can get something. Do you think we're possibly going to see a setup for a sell-off into shorts? Um, not yet, but we definitely can later. The reason I say not yet is because the whole reason why we're going up right now with a lot of volume, well, to be honest, it's a little bit choppy. But the reason why we're going up with, or we were going up a second ago, right, with a lot of volume is mainly because we took out the low around the 819 range. We took out the London down here, we took out the 819, and then we're trying to pump up, right, in which we kind of saw, right? Now, what else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Okay, so for shorts, the best way you can go about it is if we take out the price target at 942, then you could take shorts. I mean, no. You can start looking for shorts based off a reaction. Or if we take out, pretty much if we take out any of these lines up here that I have on my screen, this one, this one, this one, or this one, right? And you get a bearish reaction, hence the D will sweep with very strong selling pressure, then you can look for shorts off any setup that you get. Right, and which we're about to take out 942 right now. We had a little bit of a pullback back into the entry for those that took it. But obviously not enough to stop you out. At least I would hope not. You know, so we should be able, with this pump up here, we should be able to see 942. I don't see why we shouldn't. I mean, that would be pump up for no reason next to the price target. You know, but what's it called? Yeah, maybe I look for shorts later. But like I said, guys, longs for me in this market, no thanks. Right? I've tried trading this market so many times before in this last month, and this is the type of volume that always gets me very, 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 very bad. So I was quick to identify it. Honestly, I'm not taking this out. Well, obviously, I've already told you guys that, right? Bro, I7, that was you, bro. Dude. But yeah, guys, so far nothing in. Now, I do want to get myself a trade for today. I looked at my P&L, and I'm actually break even on the week, which I don't really have break even weeks ever. It's either I'm red or I'm green. But no, this week I am pretty much break even. For those that don't know, my P&L went from Monday, I ended the day minus 200. Tuesday, I made $700 on ES. Wednesday, I lost 1.5, I think. Well, I had a big loss on Wednesday. And then yesterday, we caught shorts in which I made $1,000. So I'm pretty much break even. Right? It's been a very, very jumpy and inconsistent week. But yeah, I hope and I'm sure that next week will be better. I'll be sure of it. I'll be sure of it. But yeah, obviously we can avoid these bad days by avoiding this type of bad price action. All right, guys. So like I said, I haven't taken anything yet. So yeah, I'm just waiting for the next best thing to come around. All right. So I'm gonna delete this just because obviously I'm not gonna be looking for longs myself. But yeah. Now let's see what else we got here. ES, once again, not much really happening. Yeah, I guess we just wait for the next setup. Once again, we're still bullish because we haven't taken out the high here, but there's no setup to really trade into it. We had one, but it was pretty ugly, so I just didn't take it. But yeah. Well, January and February got me feeling like, yeah, dude, these last two months this year have been pretty bad. SPAC action is buns. Yeah, but I agree. Now, you guys know that lately, obviously, if we see the opening price move like this, the rest of the day probably isn't as clean. So today, if I notice that price is moving a little bit, a little bit iffy for a Friday, I'll be quick to tell you guys avoid. All right, guys. Once again, you guys are here to learn. And one way of learning is knowing when to not trade in these markets. All right. So, oh shit, I just dropped my water bottle. But yeah, guys. If price moves like this, obviously we will not be trading this. All right. So I'm gonna give the market a little bit more time, see how it moves, see if we like it, see if we see any setups. If not, we move on. All right. Let me see. David, should we remove the fair value gap mark once it has been inverse on our chart? If you do not plan on using that fair value gap going forward, yes, delete it. All right. Are you trading today, Blast? I want to trade today. Like I said, I am break even on the week, so I want to at least get one more pretty good trade so I can at least make something on the week. But if not, I'm honestly fine not taking a trade. Right? I just would have been. I just made nothing this week. All right. Are you taking trades for yourself? Yes, I just said that. Yes. My P&L is on the screen once again. So once again, guys, I am going to be, like I said, I am trying to move or trying to adapt to a new alerting style, one that I feel more comfortable with, that I can teach you guys, show you guys, and give you guys experience with. At the same time, I'm also showing you guys full transparency with my P&L on the screen. The one thing is, guys, I just do not want any more people to really rely off my alerts anymore. I mean, you can, But like I just want you guys to learn. I talked about it yesterday. I'm not gonna get into it today, but yeah. Now, in the meantime, I guess while we watch the market chop up a little bit, do you guys have any questions? Maybe let me know. We have some time to waste here while we wait for a new setup to form. So let me know, guys. Let me know. Let me know. If you trade on a PA, what you requested. Wait. If you trade on a PA, when you requested a payout, can they deny you? Is that what you're asking? I got. Oh yeah, right, bro. Yes. Okay. So, guys, if anyone in here is requesting payouts on a PA account, do not, and I repeat, do not. Hold on. Let me check on. Do not trade on it until your payout has been approved. Why? Because if you send out a payout request and Apex has not reviewed it, and you happen to lose some money on your next trade the same day or the following day, right? And Apex is reviewing your account, they're gonna be like, what is this guy requesting? He has no money in his account. Obviously, they're gonna deny the payout. So wait for the money to get to your account or wait for the payout to get approved before you start trading again. All right. Now you can trade on in other markets. I mean, in other accounts. Just don't trade on the account that you requested on. All right. Why don't you use your continuation model anymore? I do. I do. I just don't use that as often because it doesn't really happen as often. But when I do see it happen, I mean, dude, we tried trading it on Wednesday, no? We tried trading it on Wednesday and we got stopped out because we got chopped out a little bit for NVIDIA earnings. Let me see. Man, I'm glad to hear that you push not to trade on some days. Overtrading has been killing my accounts. That's how it is, man. That's really how it is. Um, the one bad habit that I have that I will admit to is I know, for example, today, right? Today, I know that today's price is going to be bad. I mean, obviously, if the opening price is moving like this, what makes you think the price later on in the day is going to move any better, right? The odds are low, right? So I know that price is going to be moving bad. Yeah, I still decide to stay on, and obviously, if I decide to stay on and a mediocre setup forms, what happens is I'm like, okay, well, maybe I can give it a shot, and I always end up regretting it. So one bad habit that I do have, and once again, guys, I'm not a robot. I'm not some master to the market. You know what I mean? I'm human. I will make mistakes and I have my emotions and everything. One mistake that I really wish to fix that I always make is staying on for too long. For example, right now, everyone knows to get off. It's so obvious, right? But no, it's you know it's like I'm still on. You know what I mean? Obviously, I have to do my job. Maybe you guys have questions. Maybe you guys want to, you know, learn and stuff. So I have to stay on. But obviously, when you're watching the markets like that and you see just like even a mid setup form, you're like, okay, well maybe this one isn't that bad. You end up taking it knowing that today's price has been bad, and it becomes a whole issue. So yeah. Let me see. Blast. I would have sworn I made a violation yesterday, but it doesn't show up on my Apes account right now. Do you think I'm good? Well, if it's not there, then try requesting, if anything. Your camera and sound is shit. It's barely lagging and keeps cutting out. That's not me, bro. I think that's you. I have a question about DM me about that. Anything premium related, just DM me. How long do you plan on sitting on the charts for today? Dude, I'll probably give it to like 10:30. If I don't see anything by 10:30, then I'll get off. Praying March is better. Yeah, yeah. I'll be sure that will be better. I'll be sure. I'll be sure. Don't worry. But yeah, February. Today's the last day of February, right? Well, yeah, it should be. Or we should start the week in March. So yeah, I'll be sure, guys, that we have a good March. Like I'll make sure of it. You guys know me. I won't disappoint. Just February has been a little bit rough. Obviously, new price, new conditions, new everything takes some time to get used to. David, how long did it take for you to become consistent and profitable? About 2 years of just trading every day. Trial and error, trial and error, trial and error. What's your win rate percentage on this month? Dude, honestly, bro, I think like 50%. I know it's not anything good, but it's what we had to work with. One of my worst months possibly ever. This month reminds me of last year August. I don't know if you guys remember last year August. Dude, it was rough, man. It was rough. But I think February has been worse. I'll let you guys decide if you guys remember. Dude, August was bad. But honestly, bro, I don't know. I don't know what month was worse. August or this month. Last year February was bad as well. I don't remember last year February. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Last year February was a 50% win rate as well. I do not remember trading last year February. Maybe it's a month thing. Hopefully, as March starts, maybe we get a good market. David, you sure journal, bro. This Discord is my journal, bro. Let me see. This is the worst. I'm at a 55% win rate this month from 98% January. Dude, you know what it is? Going from nearly a 100% win rate for October, November, and December, and then going all the way back down to like a 50-ish% win rate for February. Dude, it's humbling, bro. Because, bro, like when you have a winning streak, especially for 1 to 3 months, if you guys were with me from October till December, you guys probably know that we had some very good months. Yeah, we had a few losses, but dude, that's normal. The fact that we even stayed that consistent for that long is pretty surprising, you know. But yeah, no, it's like, bro, even when you go from like a few day winning streak to a loss, bro, it's very humbling. So, dude, this month I have felt defeated. I mean, to be honest, guys, bro, we have lost. Well, we haven't really lost. Just people haven't been joining the streams. But for example, on our winning months, in which if we form it back up, you guys will see it. We average 800 people on stream. Today we're averaging 400. You know what I mean? So, well, to be fair, we had 500. Just people got off because they saw a choppy market. But you see what I mean, right? So yeah. And honestly, I've been on Twitter. And bro, this month, none of the big traders have even been requesting payouts at all. Like no one. This month has been messing everyone up. Like everyone. Like even the biggest traders out there that are requesting $100,000 payouts every other week, they're not even requesting. Bro, honestly, if it means half the viewers put better people, so be it. Dude, I do not care, bro. Honestly, as long as I have a peace of mind and I'm making money and having fun, bro, I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? And also puts less pressure on me. So honestly, I'm gonna enjoy this while we have it because when we start a winning streak, in which I know we will, I'll be sure of it. Hopefully by next week. Then well, to be fair, we were green yesterday, so we're gonna start a winning streak starting yesterday. All right, guys. We just need a winning trade today. But yeah, like I said, guys, I'll be sure that we get a good winning streak started up soon, so you guys can get some payouts and pass your funded accounts. All right, I'll be sure of it, guys. Once again, you guys know I don't disappoint. I've given you guys so many winning streaks. Just obviously this month has been a little bit rough. But I know you guys trust me. I got you guys always. I just need this market to be more consistent. It's not the setups. The setups that we're getting, they're not bad. It's just price, bro. I mean, look, take today for example. Do you guys think I can give you guys a nice consistent trade here? No, like, you know. Plus, if you make your Discord more expensive, you'll get rid of all the trolls. Dude, you don't understand how many times I've considered raising my prices. I just don't want to. And I know it's bad that I don't want to. But I don't want to because once again, I told you guys, I don't really do this Discord stuff really for the money. I know it sounds crazy because I have so many people in here, but once again, I never really expected to even have 100 people in this Discord, let alone over 800 watching me live. You know, so it's just when I don't really do it for the money. I just want people to have access to my education and to a skill that I know works. Because obviously I've shown you guys payouts a million times. I actually showed you guys one a few days ago, for over $25,000. In which I can show again, just in case you guys maybe didn't see it. Right over here. Right here. This was what 7 days ago. It hit. So yeah. Like I know that I can teach you guys to make money, and I just want to feel accomplished with that. So I don't really want to raise my prices because, dude, I'm not here that like, yes, I make money from Discord. I will never deny it. It's pretty obvious, right? But I never intended on doing that. I've always thought that trading just was my thing, and that's it. So, so yeah, I just don't want to be charging $200 for something that you can learn from YouTube. It just doesn't make sense. Bro, falling, bro. Could you stream with passing in eval or 20 contracts a 20 contract stream? Because when I enter 20 cons, I feel I need like a no pullback trade and I have yet to pass an eval. If you're struggling with that, just size less. To be honest, especially when you're trying to trade this month's market, yeah, you're gonna be in a little bit of trouble. If we had $25,000, do you think that's a setup for a sell-off? No, no. 25,000? No, there's no level there. Plus, we need a reaction. It's not just like you hit a level and you instantly go shorts. You're calling it a day? Yeah, I'm gonna give it to 10:30. If I don't see a setup by 10:30, I'm just gonna stay cash for the Friday. I'm not really loving today's price action all that much. Yeah, we're breaking highs and all that stuff, but dude, honestly, I'm not loving this. At least for now. At least for now, I'm not loving it. So yeah, yeah. I just want to start up winning streak soon, so I can what's it called? I just want to start up a winning streak. It feels like it's been a lifetime since I started one. You guys know me for winning streaks. That's the thing, you know. IFG on the 5 minute. Don't take that one. No. Don't take the 5 minute. Don't take the 15 minute here. This price is not good. I don't suggest it. No ES, no NQ. I don't suggest trading this price right now, guys. Wait for it to get a little bit better. David, do you like the setup approaching? No, I don't like price, and even if I did like price, the setup is pretty bad. It's there's no reward here. Does anyone remember the legendary 56-day winning streak, dude? Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Look, I'm not one to ever talk myself down, but dude, I don't think I can. Not ever, but I don't think I'm gonna get that anytime soon, bro. I don't know. I don't know what market we were trading. For those that don't know, guys, my biggest winning streak, I've gone on multiple, like dozens of 1 month winning streaks. Like 1 month, 30 days, no losses. Bro, my biggest winning streak was 56 days, mostly every single day, green. And we're not talking like 20-point greens or whatever. No, we're talking 100 points every single trade. 50, 60, 100 points every single trade. Trump's market, yeah, bro. I noticed. I wanted Trump to be elected so we can have good markets. And bro, honestly, it's been literally the opposite, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I miss Biden markets because dude, Biden didn't do shit, bro. The markets every day was normal, like 40 points, nothing. It was nothing. It was calm and clean, bro. With Trump, bro, every day it's like you have to pray that when you enter, like some random war starts in the world. Like it's like, dude, like I can't do it, bro. I need Trump gone, bro. At least maybe for him not to talk so much. Too much uncertainty with him and some random conflicts. Exactly, bro. It just leads to like very random trades or very random markets. I mean, dude, he literally pumped and dumped the fucking crypto. So that tells you everything you need to know. Anyways, right now we're still pumping up a little bit, guys. Like I said, I'm not super in love with the volume, but even if I was in love with the volume, I don't really have too much of a setup to work with yet. I know, yes, we're reaching this gap. But once again, this gap is not good in my opinion. Once again, the price target is pretty bad, so you're not gonna have any reward. It's gonna be all risk, no reward, right? So there's no point. All right, so once again, I'm gonna give the market a little bit more time to see if something forms. Worst case, we can always come back during the PM session, and I could probably alert something, and then we go from there. But for now, honestly, I am not really liking anything here. And I also feel like, or not feel like, I also do believe that the market is moving very, very choppy. So, like I said, I'm going to give it till 10:30. I'm going to give the market 20 more minutes. If I don't see a setup form or if I don't see any major movement that can give us a potential setup if we wait any longer, I'll get off and maybe come back later. All right. Once again, guys, it is Friday. You guys know I don't typically like trading Fridays in general. So I'll see. I'll see if we can even trade this. All right. For now, it's looking like a big no, but obviously things can change as time goes on. Right. Maybe it's just a rough open. Maybe. Right. But we'll see. We will see. RP strat, dude. I saw a lot of you guys were talking about actually RP yesterday. I gotta be careful, bro. RP's my he put me on and everything. He helped me out grow my brand, but I gotta watch out because, dude, he closed all his chats for some reason. I don't know. I don't know if he's doing. I don't really talk to RP, so I don't know his plans with it. But I just gotta be careful. I just don't want any type of weird shady things happening with him, and my name is tied with it. Cause yeah, I don't know why he closes chats. That's weird, you know, especially with for people paying. Apparently, he said that he was closing it due to bots. But dude, you close a public chat. You don't close a chat that people pay for. You know, that's a little bit shady. So I don't know. I gotta watch. I gotta watch out for my brand here because you know I don't want maybe you know who know, God knows, right? I don't think RP will be the type of person to scam, you know, like rug pull Discord like that. But you know, you can never be so sure. You know, so I definitely gotta watch out with that. He closed it. Yeah, for some reason I don't know. A lot of people telling me yesterday were telling me, yo, like they're DMing me. They're like, yo, I can't see RP's chat even though I pay for it. I'm like, bro, I'm not a mod. I don't know. You know, like I'm just someone that alerts there, bro. You know what I mean? But but yeah, I checked it out and yeah, literally all the chats are gone, even for me. So I just gotta be careful. I just don't want him. You know, I know RP is not the type of person to, you know, at least I would hope not to like rug pull Discord that people pay a lot for. You know, so yeah, I'm just gonna watch out because obviously my brand is tied to that. Um, so yeah, I was mentioning the files, bro. Did you reach out to him? Nah, bro. I don't even bother, bro. I've tried, dude. I've tried reaching out to him a few times, and he doesn't really respond that much. I don't know if he's on Discord that much, or maybe he just doesn't really care. I mean, not that it's really important to me, at least. I don't really give a shit. But, but yeah, like I'm not gonna be like, yo, RP, why'd you close this? He's probably not gonna respond. You know, or maybe it was his mods. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, guys, I don't really tie myself up with them. I'm just in that server, just kind of alerting, just putting out my work so I can grow my brand. But obviously, if they're doing some shady things, obviously I'm gonna dip. You know, like I'm not trying to be involved in that. So I'm gonna do a little bit more research and maybe contact a mod or something and see what's going on, and you know, I go from there. Anyways, I'm not gonna let you guys. I know I did say that at 10:30. If I didn't see a setup by 10:30, I was gonna get off. Looking at the 15-minute time frame, we can probably get something. Maybe, maybe. I mean, the 5-minute price is still a little bit iffy, but the 15-minute setup does not look bad. So if anything, I mean, if you look at the 15-minute, we have a beautiful 127 point candle. We tapped into 994. Well, not really. When we missed it by like a tick. So I would want us to go a little bit higher first. I mean, regardless, we still have to wait about 17 minutes for this candle to close. For like the gap to close. But if anything, if we could take out 994 and maybe inverse a 15-minute with good volume, we could probably work our way down into some lows here. That actually won't be a bad idea. Maybe that can be a nice working setup. Maybe something like this. There you go. Maybe something like this wouldn't be so bad. Because we have a really big gap here in which it can work. Plus, we can get a deal sweep from here as well. Yeah. So if we hit 25K, we go. No, 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 no. Like we need a reaction. We need a reaction. We need a reaction. Where's C dot at? Dude, honestly, bro, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I head out from that server, bro. I think I've done my part. What's the max win for a 50K account in Apex? Try to keep it below 750. David, I passed an Apex eval, but I haven't purchased a PA for it yet. But I accidentally just traded on it and blew it. Can I still buy it? Nope. Well, um, uh, actually, good question. Wait, wait, good question. Actually, surprisingly no one has ever asked me that, and I've never really thought about it. Okay, because wait, if you pass an Apex PA account and you wait till 6 p.m., you're gonna get an email from Apex saying congratulations, you passed. Here's the link to activate it. So what happens if you blow that account? Does that link still work? Has anyone ever tried this? I don't know. Oh, and the setup is gone. Well, guys, the 15-minute setup is gone. I looked away for 2 seconds and we just went down. But yeah, that's actually a good question. I've never thought about that. I mean, technically in the system, you passed because Okay, do this. Okay. I got it. I got it. Okay, do this. New name. Do this. Do this. Okay, look. Did you? Okay, if you failed the account right now, the the system does not register it until 6 p.m. EST, right? So if you pass your, let's say for example, you passed your account yesterday. You passed your account yesterday. You waited till 6 p.m. EST, which is when the PHR updates. Right. Right now under the system thinks that you already passed it, and it still is registering it as passed and no evals blown. So if you pay for it before the system updates at 6 p.m. today, and you pay for it, it deletes your eval account and it gives you a new PA account. So I think you're good. You should be good. So if you pay for it right now and you go back on Tradeovate, obviously give it a little bit of time, you should have a PA account, even though you blew an eval, technically. Because remember, the system does not update until 6 p.m. So technically, yes, you blew your account right now, but the system does not know it because it does not update until 6. I could be wrong. That's just my theory on it. Last we have a setup on the 5 minute. Unfortunately, we never took out 994. And uh, if you're talking about this type of setup, I honestly no, big no for me. It's a good candle. It's a good candle, but the gap itself, I would prefer a little bit of a more fuller candle, if you ask me. David, you think 757 on day will be okay for my beat? Yeah, you're good. You should be good. Dude, honestly, guys, bro, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I should keep doing what I'm doing, like with the new alerting style. Because bro, overnight, I mean, bro, I knew people were gonna not gonna like and leave. Well, not many people have left the premium. They're just not tuning into the streams because, well, obviously I want to provide value. So I don't know if I should keep doing it or if I should go back to alerts and have people back, I, or maybe mix the two. Because once again, bro, today half of the people didn't join. You know, it could just be that people don't trade Fridays. Maybe. Last give it longer than a day. Okay, yeah, you're right. My bad, guys. I just want you guys to be getting the most value possible. But I also want to be providing good content, and with that requires a good mindset and a good, everything. So, but it's been a day, bro. My fault, bro. My fault. I'll see you next week. I'll keep trying to do it next week. If I don't see that many people are liking it, I'll just force myself to try to alert. It's just I just want to enjoy it. Nobody liked. No, I asked yesterday. Actually, a lot more people liked it than I thought, and a lot of people actually made a lot of money yesterday, which I thought a lot of you guys weren't gonna enter that trade, but most people did. Bro, kind, bro. Come on now, bro. Yeah, I also entered. Nice. No, you're good with what you're doing, but I like your P&L showing. Okay, so I could just do both. I can explain the setup, um, write down the explanation for that setup, and then just show my P&L as I enter. So if you guys maybe need a reference, if I'm in or whatever, you can just look at my P&L. I thought you don't care. Well, it's not that I don't care. I'm just willing to sacrifice maybe not as many people tuning in and maybe leaving for my mental health. You know what I mean? But if the whole if half of the server's gone, then obviously I'm gonna change something. You know what I mean? So everyone gets the best value for the dollar. We like alerts. We just don't like that people are gonna be complaining. Yeah. So, dude, I've been kicking out a lot of people recently. Like a lot of people, just silently. Like I've been reading through the chats. I haven't really been typing that much, but you know, I'm just trying to clean out this community, dude. Like I've always dreamed of having a very big community and everything, but dude, it comes with a cost, man. A very big cost, and it's not something I can sustain for too long. I would love it, I have loved it, but it eats you up, bro. It eats you up, especially for someone that I care a lot about opinions. I'm not someone that you say something and I just ignore it, and act like it doesn't happen. So it's hard for me at least, especially with this rough month. Okay, you know what? Maybe I just stick to doing commentary or like guiding these setups until we build a winning streak, and then once I feel more confident, I'll probably just bring back alerts. So I hope I start the winning streak soon. The reference helps with focus. Exactly. Exactly. That's why I love it so much. You know, you do the opposite, bro. I wish I had that skill, bro. But nah. I I I will admit I do care a lot about what people think. Maybe too much. I've always been that type of person. David, how much are you sizing today? Well, I haven't really even found the setup, so I don't really know. It depends. Hey, bro, Crystal, much love, bro. Hey, thank you, Jay. Good bounce on the ES on the 5 minute. Yeah, still a little bit choppy, bro. I mean, you have your setups, but dude, look at the 5 minute, bro. I'm gonna give the market 10 more minutes. Guys, if you don't find anything in 10 minutes, would you guys be down to come back during the PM? I can go live as well during the PM session. You gotta make this shot to over 21. Dude, honestly, bro, I literally might have to. I think there's a setting on WAP that it requires verification. I might have to do that, bro, because like I'm all about having fun, but dude, as I'm growing, because you guys know I'm pretty young. I started this Discord at what 17 years old. I'm 20. So I'm maturing too as I go on. I need you guys to understand. I'm not like a full on adult with kids and everything. Like I still have my moments where I'm a little bit childish because I'm young. I like to have my fun. But no, seriously though, like it's getting to the point where even I'm getting annoyed, and that speaks volume. That says something, you know what I mean? Because I've always been someone that's been, I like to have my fun. I like to be annoying sometimes. But no, seriously, like on WAP, I have to change something. I think there's an option for it. I would love live PM trading. I can try if I find a setup. The thing is, typically when the AM session is pretty rough, the PM session typically follows along. I'm more than twice your age, and trust me, you're way more mature for your age, bro. No, okay. Seriously, no. You guys don't know me in real life. Um, like in real life, I act as a different person because obviously, if I'm running a business, I have to be in my business personality. You know what I mean? But but yeah. Um, but yeah. I know when to be serious. David, does Miami have car meetups on the beach? No, no, not on the beach. I'm a 61 grandma. I enjoy your trades. Thank you. And once again, I typically I'm actually surprised that this Discord has people like literally all ages, bro. So that's nice. It just shows that you can make money literally at any age in trading. Let's see. In trading, discipline is the most difficult thing to crack, and you're one of the most disciplined traders. No. I've okay. I'm not gonna like. I have my moments. I have my moments where I mess up. I mean, to be honest, we're all human. Is gonna happen. Um. So yeah, but I try to be as disciplined as possible. Like I have my practices and everything. So yeah. For example, today, right? We stay disciplined. We skipped out on two setups, in which could have been very ugly. So I'm very happy with that. Today could have been a very rough day, just like some of the days this week and the 2 weeks ago as well. So I'm actually pretty glad that we avoided some setups. Yeah, it could have worked, kind of, not really. I think it worked. I don't know. I don't know if it got stopped out or not. I don't think it did. I don't know. But yeah, the setup wasn't really all that good, regardless. But yeah, I don't know. I over the weekend I'm gonna see what more I can add to this community. Once again, we already added the indicator, which a lot of you guys have been loving. And I mean, have you guys been liking it? I mean, I've seen a lot of feedback in the chat. But I really haven't asked everyone. But yeah, no, the indicator lately I've been using it myself, and dude, honestly, I personally think it's very good. And I'm not trying to self glaze myself or anything, but dude, the trades that it's been cashing lately. I mean, guys, look at this. Yesterday, because you guys know typically in the previous version of the indicator, it was a little bit, it was just showing setups every other second of the day, you know, and lately, once again, today it hasn't found any setup. It hasn't alerted not one setup, or at least from my notifications. On the 5 minute, there's nothing here. Oh, it just found something. But yeah. Oh, and okay, I found another thing. Okay, well, okay, there's that. But no, seriously, in terms of trades, like actual signals, the only signal that it's alerted in the last today and yesterday has only been the longs from yesterday. I mean, the shorts from yesterday, which hit over 60 points. Well, we saw it run over 200 points, but I guess the indicator just took profits a little bit early. But yeah, look at this, guys. There's no alerts anywhere. Look, no alert, no alert, no alert. One alert. right? Which is NQ shorts in the shorts that we took yesterday. It hit 60 points. No alert, no alert, no alert. Nothing, 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 nothing. And today, nothing. Right? So it's definitely a lot more consistent and a lot more filtered out. So it gives you those beautiful winning trades. So honestly, I'm super happy with it. Super happy. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what much more we can add to it. The notifications was something that I've always wanted to do, maybe in the future, and we actually got it done already. So I guess the next best thing to do with this indicator is automate it, which I'm not really a big fan of. I'll be honest with you guys. Once again, you guys know me. I'll be very honest with you guys. I sell products, right? One thing I will tell you guys is you cannot automate trading. Well, you can, but I don't believe in it. I do not believe in it. Why? Guys, if you see any retail trader selling you a robot that trades for you, why would they sell it to you for like $100 to retail when they could sell it if it works, even with the 51% win rate, right? Banks would pay billions for a 51% win rate. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make sense. So in general, like I personally, I would never sell a robot that trades for you. I don't believe in it. Maybe if technology or if coding or something gets better in the future, sure. Like if you can work around it. But I will only sell something that I know that works. I will never sell something that I'm just gonna bullshit with you guys with. It just doesn't make sense to me. You know, it's also something very wrong to do. So for me, I know a lot of guys have always asked me like, yo, can you automate it? Because, you know, if you can automate an indicator, you know, and it works consistently with notifications, like yesterday, for example, why can't you automate a autofill robot that does it for you, or an AI model or whatever? And dude, honestly, like I said, guys, I just, when it comes to trading, there's things that you know that you can't code. I don't know what that word is. Discretion, I think it's called. What's that word? Human, like in intuition, maybe. Discretion, yes, yeah, something like that. Like there's things like for example, with the indicator, right? There are times where, you know, I'll be on stream and the indicator finds a setup and I'm like, I don't like the setup, right? And the indicator plays out the setup and it doesn't work out, right? So it's like there's things that I don't know how to explain it, but there's things that you know that there's on some certain setups, even though some setups may be identical, you know, on some setups that you know that you shouldn't take it. So it's like on in with a robot, I just don't think it's like I don't think it's something that works, especially for the retail market. Sure, you can code a robot that will win every now and then, right? I mean, eventually, I would hope so, you know. But if you want like a high win rate robot that will make you a millionaire as you sleep and get you payouts, nah. That, guys, we're not living in a fantasy world here. All right, we're living in real life. All right, it's not. And even if so, like I said, why sell it to retail for $1,000 or $100 or whatever you're charging, when you can just sell it for a bank for billions and just retire your whole lifeline, you know? And trust me, guys, banks will pay anything for even a slight advantage over the retail market, you know? And I'm telling you, I mean, think about it, guys. Banks, we all know banks trade with an algorithm, right? It's all math. We all know this, right? So if you have a strategy that can beat retail and give you a slight, even a 0.00001% advantage, banks would literally get on their knees for that. Well, pause. But banks will get on their knees for that model or that algorithm. You know what I mean? So why sell it to retail for a fraction of the profit? You know, it just doesn't make sense to me. So when I see people with like trading AI models, I don't say much on it, but I already know it's like it's probably not true. Like I said, yeah, it can give you the winning trades. You know, I would hope so. You know, I mean, if you take a million trades, sure, one or a few should work. You know, but profitability wise or payout wise or whatever the hell you're using it for, you know, I don't believe in it. That's just me. Take it with a grain of salt. I just don't believe in it. I will never sell something like that for myself. Like an indicator, yeah, you know, it can guide you, it can help you, but if it's doing it automated, I not only do not want to take the responsibility for that, but I also don't believe it works. Trading requires, in my opinion, for retail at least, it requires a lot of human, you know, thoughts, not something you could just code and it works, you know. Even with the indicator, I will literally tell you guys, the indicator is gonna show some setups that I don't believe in, and it probably won't work. Just because the indicator shows you a setup does not mean you should be taking it. I mean, it's just something that helps you out as a guide. Kind of like a blueprint. That's what is meant built for, not to be a signal bot. So yeah. But yeah, guys. Honestly, it's already 10:30. Would you guys want to come back later in the PM? Let me see. Trading. Wait, someone said something about trading. Okay, never mind. Trading requires a ton of Adderall. I mean, maybe. I mean, it helps you focus. Plus, I struggle on PAs a lot. I use Take Profit Trader, which uses the end of day drawdown on evals, but intraday on PAs, so it messes me up. What do you think? What do you do when you're still working on with the drawdown? I'm gonna tell you one thing and one thing only, and this goes for everyone because I know a lot of you guys are having that trailing drawdown. If you're working with trailing drawdown, forget, and I'm saying this with the strongest forget. All right, forget about trailing. Forget about runners. That does not matter. All right, it's you enter, you either get stopped out or you take full profits. No ifs, no buts, no in betweens, no nothing. Why, guys? I have said this so many times. When you have a trailing drawdown, all right, if you have a green trade and you scale half and that trade gets stopped out of break even, did you really win on that trade? Technically, no, because you're in drawdown. Right? Although that trade was green on paper, you're in drawdown because your runners got stopped out of break even. Remember, your trading drawdown is tracked from the highest point of the account. All right. So if your account was, for example, you enter a trade, your account's brand new at 50,000, and you made $2,000 on that trade, and it goes back down to break even. Technically, on paper, you never lost a single dime in the account. But if you look at your drawdown, you're down $2,000. All right. So my advice to you: do not scale. Do not hold runners. Forget runners is something that you just have when the accounts are built. All right. You either enter the trade and you either take full profits at take profit one, or you get stopped out. All right. Do not scale. Do not trail your stop loss. Do not do any of that shit. Why? Yes, on paper, it's good risk management rules. Yes, I will admit. Yes, it's very good risk management rules. I love it. Right? It's something I do suggest. But do not do it when you have a trailing drawdown because it's following you. It keeps following you. It doesn't stop until you hit the pause limit. With Apex, yes, with every firm. Now with Apex, that trailing drawdown stops at 52,600. So once you surpass 52,600, your trailing drawdown freezes at 50,100. Whenever you pass 52,600, as long as you never go back down below 50,100, you're good. That count will never blow. All right. This applies to Apex. All right. Yeah, the trailing drawdown is annoying, but once again, guys, keep in mind you are paying practically nothing for these prop accounts. So obviously there are going to be some rules against you, right? You could beat the system though. It's not super complicated. Just have a good rule, right? Because once again, a lot of you guys are on evals or on PAs, brand new PAs, and you're trailing and holding your runners, and then you're questioning why you have no drawdown, right? Or no room to work with. It's because you're doing it wrong. All right. So if anything, I'll probably make a video on that because honestly, I do want to make a video on risk rules. So I do feel like it can be very helpful for a lot of people. I feel like it could be very helpful for a lot of people. So yeah, if anything, guys, I can make a video over the weekend. Once again, I'm telling you guys, I want to start shifting my focus into pure education. I know I've always educated you guys, but I've always prioritized alerts and that type of stuff over education. So I do want to focus on that. So I will start getting back on YouTube. I do really want to get into that. I just want to help you guys out, and I want to build a community where everyone helps each other out and not fight each other over a little alert, because that's what it's turned into. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm sure you guys know Karabi. I want to have a community like Karabi, bro. Like I'll be reading Karabi's chat, and I'm not gonna lie, guys. I get a little bit jealous because, dude, his community is so supportive, bro. If you guys are in Karabi's chat, you guys probably know that. Yeah, his chat is amazing. And bro, once again, Krabby's an amazing person, amazing mentor and everything. So huge shout out to him. But dude, his chat is super supportive, bro. So I want my community to be more like that. Krabby's too serious. I mean, dude, honestly, bro, it's what you need, bro. It's what you need. Because look, bro, like for me, I like to mess around, have my fun and everything. And look what it's turned the community into. People trolling all the time and all that stuff. So once again, right now, I'm kind of just trying to change my community, change the, filter it out. Change a little bit of rules, change a little bit of a style to hopefully get more of a community like him. All right. Most of Krabby's members are mature adults. Bro, most of you guys in here are over the age of 30. I'm sure most of you guys in here are mature adults too. It's just we get a little bit too comfortable here. So, you know, I'm just trying to get a little bit of a change. It's a price difference. Maybe. Damn, David dissing? Who? No. I don't diss people, bro. Ban people. I have been banning people recently. I feel like the shy is under 30. Oh, bro, you'd be surprised, bro. You'd be surprised. Dude, the most immature people in here literally have kids for themselves. Like, you bro, what is that? Like, dude, you'd be surprised. You know what I mean? But yeah. Now, guys, honestly, I would love to chat a little bit more, but dude, guys, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of do want to get off this market until later. This thing is so choppy. Answer me. What's your question? Let me see. Start charging double, bro. Bro. When you come back for the PM session, whenever a setup forms, it could be in 5 minutes after the end of the stream, could be in 15 minutes, could be in an hour, 2 hours, or maybe no trades at all. It's whenever we find a setup. Let me see. David, what is the thing that gets people banned immediately? If you're disrespecting other people. Like, that's one thing. I will first mute you and DM you and say, like, yo, cut it out. If you keep going, I'll ban you. And if you're being annoying. Like, if I can't stand you, if I'm having like a bad day, I'll just ban you. And dude, to get me annoyed, you gotta be doing some shit, bro. Because once again, guys, you guys know I have a lot of patience. I'm a very friendly guy. Like if someone ever doubts me or whatever, like I'm not gonna be like, oh, like you're wrong. No, I'm always right. No. I'll hear you. I'll have a conversation with you and I'll talk with you and everything. But if you're gonna be like very like in denial and say something, for example, I'm sure you guys remember Avocado. If you guys remember in the chat, if you guys were tuning into the chat, right? For those that don't know, let me fill you guys in. Pretty much someone in the chat always stayed quiet behind the winning trades, but whenever had a losing trade, it was always, David, I think you're fake. David, I think you're doing something wrong. David, I don't believe your payouts. David, you should start from zero. I proved everything wrong. I'm like, bro, I started from zero multiple times. I've passed these accounts multiple times. I've gotten multiple payouts in front of everyone from zero. I show you guys my payouts. I'll show you one right now. I'll show you one that I requested five days ago. I show you all my trades. I do everything on live. And I promise you guys, let me show you guys what he said. And I want you guys to really look at this. All right. Hold on. Let me turn off stream mode real quick so I can search it up. And I want you guys to really look at this, right? Because look, this is the things that I have to deal with. All right. From Hanif has image. Let me show you guys. Let me show you guys what I have to deal with. Look at this. And just look at this, right? Bro, do you really think? Because I'm like, dude, do your research. I'm gonna link you all the stuff. You're doubting my payouts. You're doubting my 0 to payout challenge. You're doubting my alerts. I do everything on stream. Here's all the links. He said, and I quote, bro, do you really think I'm going to do all this research when I already have doubts? Are we speaking English here? Right? Like this is what I have to deal with on a daily basis, guys. You know what I mean? And then you guys wonder why I'm trying to change my style of alerting, because it's like I have to deal with these type of people. Right? Let me read it to you guys again, because maybe I'm the one that's not understanding. And I quote, bro, do you really think I'm going to do all this research when I have doubts? Tell me, guys, maybe I'm living in a fantasy world. When you have doubts, shouldn't you be doing research to back up a claim or maybe learn a little bit more? Am I understanding correctly, or am I slow? No, it's not that I care about what people say. It's just like that's the type of behavior that I ban. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't make sense. Like, dude, I'm trying to have a conversation with you. You're doubting something, which I don't blame. I will tell you guys, if you doubt me or anyone in the community, like that's actually good. Because once again, there's a lot of fakes in the community. There's a lot of people scamming. There's a lot of people taking advantage of their audience, of their platform to make money, right? I don't blame you guys. And I told you, I'm like, dude, I don't blame you. You know what I mean? But, I can back up some claims. Like, dude, you want to see some payouts? Do you want to see some recorded content? Do you want to see some 1099 forms for taxes if we want to go that far? Let me know and I'll show you. And then he proceeds to tell me, why would I do research on you when I already have doubts on you? And right there, I banned him. I'm like, you know what, bro? Good luck on your journey. I hope you have, I'm praying for you, bro. Have a good one. Take it easy. Gone. You know what I mean? But that's the type of behavior that I ban. That type of stuff I just can't deal with. It just doesn't make sense to me. But yeah. David, energy goes to where energy flows. Those people aren't traders. They're just trying to freeload. Yeah, yeah. And that once again, why do you think I made the whole announcement a few days ago? What, like 2 days ago or something? As to why I was changing my alert style. Because like it's like I the way I alert and everything, it just brings those type of people, and I just can't, you know? I literally tell you guys here, look, you can read right here. Like I've literally been losing my passion for trading doing alerts. Like it's been rough because dude, of all those comments, man. So yeah. Dude, your attention gives some power. Yeah, bro. I gotta learn how to manage that, man. Once again, I will be honest with you guys. Like I'm not good at just like ignoring people or ignoring a comment. Especially when I try to do only good for you guys. I try to teach you guys. Sure, we get losing trades. It's normal. But I try to make you guys money. I try to get you guys payout. I mean, dude, I've gotten hundreds of you guys payouts in here. So I feel like I do pretty good, right? But when I see a negative comment, I'm like, okay, well, what could I have done to make this guy so mad? Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, the saying goes, you can't please everyone. No matter how much good you do, you know what I mean? What's that saying from the Bible that I really liked it? It's like why it's something about perfection. I know someone in here knows it, bro. Um, why try to be? What is it, bro? I forgot what it was, bro. I think it's in the Bible. What is it, bro? Why try to be perfect in a world that what is it, bro? I know it, but I don't. I don't want to say it wrong. Let me see. Why judge someone when no. It's not that. It's not that. No, I'm not thinking about a Kanye quote, bro. At least I don't think I am. There we go. Okay, why try to be perfect in a world that condemned a perfect man? Exactly. There it is. I don't think Kanye said that, right? Exactly. Why try to be perfect for the people who crucified a perfect man? Exactly. That I always think about it like that. You know what I mean? Like I always try to think that I'm doing good, but obviously, you can't please everyone. That's not in the Bible. Well, I haven't really read the Bible. I just thought it would be. I do want to get into it though. But it is a famous quote said in an interview. Yeah, that's probably where I saw it from. But but yeah. Yo, one day I made 1.1K on my PA. How much is that gonna affect me for my payout? Ask the bot that. Ask that to the bot, Kenny. So look, I'll do it for you. What account do you have? A 50K, right, Kenny? You have a 50K account? Yeah? Okay, man. Here, look. Once again, guys, if you guys ever have any questions, look, do this at ask. First one. Just paste your question. I have a 50K Apex PA account. Put enter, and then your answer will be right there instantly. Instantly. So maybe if I don't see your question or I don't know, we can always just ask the bot and it will instantly respond. So give it a second, you guys will see here. Um so bro. Give it a second. It's pretty much just typing up the answer real quick. Sometimes it takes a minute, you know. Okay, right there. Okay, so on a 50K PA account, making 1.1K doesn't hurt you by itself. The only practical payout is if you withdraw your account, so you leave less cushion. So you should be good. Let me see. The 30% consistency rule. If so, how much should I have in my account to request a payout? Maybe you just didn't understand that question. Let me see. Because yeah, I think if you made 1.1K, there's like a 50% chance. Okay, let me see. The 30% rule is about your largest winning day, no more than 30% of your total profits. So if your biggest green day is $1,100, so you need to have to request a payout, you need to have $3,666.67 before you are able to request a payout. So right now, yeah, so if you made 1.1K, you went over the 30% consistency rule, so you will get your payout denied, right? So you need to have in your account before you request a payout pretty much $3,666 before you can request a payout. All right. Let me just double check. But you should have somewhat about this. So Kenny, hopefully this answers your question. Let me just double check. You know, I'm pretty sure you need 3.6K. Not automatically, if your PA account, if your PA account is a 50K account, then 50K means profit does not line up with the massive. Check if your PA is the same. You guys can just keep answering this, bro. I think it made sense. Approval. Oh, okay. So yeah, pretty much, yeah. Okay, so this is true. It's just obviously it's just saying that you need to obviously follow the other rules. It's not like you just make 53.6K and then you just request it. Okay, so look, 53.6 on likely fixes the 30% rule, right? And then obviously you have to follow the other rules, and then you're good. Bro, check the chart. There's really nothing happening, bro. I have it on my second screen. So yeah, Kenny. So if you made 1.1K before you request a payout, just make sure you have at least 53.6K on your account so you can get your payout approved. All right, bro. And yeah, if you have any questions, bro, just add the bot and you should be good. All right, bro. David, do you like longs at 25? 6067. I don't know if you're trolling or not, bro. I hope you're not. I don't see anything. There's a fair value gap there. I can't. You're probably trolling. But yeah. Yeah, Kenny, hopefully that answered your question, bro. Hopefully that answered your question. David, why don't you trade the pre-market? I just feel like the price isn't very stable. It did perfect, bro. Perfect. So yeah, just make sure you're above 53.6 and you're good. Just a 15-minute gap over 40 points. Wait, so you actually weren't trolling? Oh yeah, you actually weren't. Okay, yeah, no, I wouldn't take that setup. I mean, dude, you have this tiny gap compared to this one, bro. This is you and the guys. Okay, let me not say that. That's actually pretty crazy. But yeah, no. If you inverse this, bro, not only do you have like not the best risk to reward, but you also have a huge gap to, you know, to worry about. So I wouldn't long anything up here. If anything, look for shorts more, which I hope we get during the PM session. I don't know. But yeah, guys, once again, I'm already seeing a lot of you guys are getting off. Obviously, we had a very boring market today, so obviously no trades. So I'm gonna get off for now, guys. I'm gonna come back during the PM session if I find a setup. If I find a setup. All right, guys. I'm not saying I will find a setup. Obviously, the market needs to move a little bit more here, more than this. But if I do see a setup, I will alert something. All right, guys. But yeah, for now, I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna take a little bit of a breather, eat some breakfast, and I'll catch you guys later today. All right, guys, hopefully. All right, so just keep your notifications on. I'll probably go live again. All right, because I do want to teach you guys some more stuff on stream. All right, but yeah, guys, I'll catch you guys later. Keep your notifications on. If I go live, I'll let you guys know. If not, I'll let you guys know if I see a setup. All right, worst case, guys, I'll see you guys on Monday. March is starting. Guys, mark my words. We're going to get a winning streak in March. Mark my words. All right, I will be sure that we get a winning streak in March. All right, we had a win yesterday. No trades today. So we are already starting up a winning streak. Next week, we're going to have a 100% win rate. I will make sure of it. All right, guys. Yes, sir. March is our month. I'll make sure. Bro, we didn't jinx it, bro. We got to speak it into existence, bro. All right. We got to lighten up the mood a little bit, you know? So, yeah. But yeah, guys, I'll catch you guys later. I'm going to be on the charts for a little bit longer. If I see something, I'll start the stream again. I just don't want to leave you guys in here with no content. All right, guys. But yeah, I'll catch you guys then. All right, guys. Peace, guys. Peace. And YouTube, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. Unfortunately, there have been no setups today. Very slow price. So I have been cash. This week, I have been break even. So yeah, I didn't really make much this week, but I also didn't lose much at all. You know, I'm pretty much at zero. All right, guys. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and call it a stream for now. If I do see a setup later, I will be going live so you guys can catch it with me. But if not, we'll be back on Monday. And I promise you guys, we are going to start a winning streak. I will be sure of it. All right, guys. But yeah, other than that, guys, I'll catch you guys later today, hopefully, if not Monday. All right, guys, take it easy. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you.